If you've been following the steps I've outlined in previous videos, then at this point everyone in your organization thinks pretty highly of you. They are willing to go that extra mile for you and look forward to greeting you every morning. They respect you not out of fear, but out of an implicit acknowledgement of your competence, which is the best kind of respect to receive from your peers. This is a great start, but what if you could extend your influence even further? What if you can get your peers to follow you even if you decide to change your organizations or lose your position? This is what we will be discussing today. How to extend your leadership outside of your authority. To illustrate what I mean, let's first talk about a man named Maurice Saatchi, who was the CEO of a company named Saatchi & Saatchi, an extremely original title. In 1994, the institutional investors of the company forced the board of directors to dismiss Maurice due to a disagreement about how effective his leadership was. Most men would fade into obscurity after losing their position, but because of his stellar leadership skills, many of his executives and employees followed him out, and they founded a new company called the M&C Saatchi Agency. His departure also caused his former company to fall from $8 a share to $4 a share. Despite losing his authority, he was able to maintain his leadership over many people that worked for him. So how exactly did he manage to achieve a magnetic pull on his peers? Well, it is very likely that he reached a point of leadership where he developed a sense of personal investment in his peers. At this point, they will follow you because of what you've done for them. Now, this doesn't mean that you have to give them something physical, like money or a car, but you want to invest in them as a person. Maybe you give them some advice that helps them fix their relationship with their family, or maybe you teach them something about finance that helps them use their money more effectively. People may not be conscious of it, but they do remember someone who gives them good advice. That person holds value to them, not because they have authority, but because they add value to the individuals themselves. It doesn't matter if you are a manager or some homeless guy on the street. You're worth listening to because you have something important to say. A powerful method of cultivating personal investment is becoming an empowerer. And what this means is that you improve the lives of the people around you, both inside and outside of your sphere of authority. There are many steps to doing this. First, you have to have the respect of your peers. They will not listen to someone that they don't respect, which is why it's important not to disavow your mistakes. Your character is just as important, or even more so, than your performance. Secondly, you want to be committed to your peers. You want them to feel like you are invested in them, which will make them more willing to be invested in you, because most people are highly reciprocal. Whatever you do to them, they will do to you, which works in both a negative and a positive way. It is this positive feedback that effective leaders tap into to produce exponential growth. You also need a vision, something that resonates with you and your followers, because a common goal gets people invested in the goal, which means they are also invested in the people working towards that same goal, yourself included. However, this must be something that you are truly invested in. People can sense when you are lacking passion for what you're working on, and that attitude is contagious and can ruin a company by creating a lethargic work environment. It will only hurt productivity, so it is better to pursue something that you actually care about rather than trying to take on something that you think will be better. Because your leadership depends not only on how well you can complete that task, but how well you can convince others to complete it with you. Thanks for watching the video. Leadership is something that is very delicate. Each step builds off the last, which can make it a lot to balance. But given enough time, I'm sure you'll be able to handle it. In the next and probably final video of the series, I will talk about what happens once you are off your position, but want to leave behind a viable replacement, because you probably don't want your organization to go to shit once you leave. But yeah, that's about it. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and as always, stay prosperous.